2020 was a successful year for Pakistan's diplomacy here at the United Nations. In line with the direction and guidance of our leadership, we played a leading role in different multilateral processes in New York, highlighting continued military siege and massive human rights violations in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir remained a key objective. We continued to make the legal, political, and moral case for the Kashmiri freedom struggle. The case was also contained in a Pakistan-sponsored resolution on the universal realization of the right of peoples to self-determination. This was adopted by consensus by the General Assembly. At Pakistan's request, and with the support of China, the Security Council discussed the situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir twice in 2020. Most recently, on 5 August 2020, the first anniversary of the unilateral and illegal action of the BJP-RSS regime. We also continue to expose state-sponsored terrorism by India. We presented a detailed dossier prepared by the government to the UN Secretary General containing irrefutable evidence on India's subversive and destabilizing role in our region. We are also working to counter disinformation networks by alerting the world to the real and present danger emanating from false Indian propaganda through identity theft, technical abuse, and false attribution to the UN system. Pakistan also raised the issue of Islamophobia at the United Nations. Our resolution on interreligious and intercultural dialogue, which calls for respect for religious symbols and legitimate restrictions on freedom of expression, was adopted by an overwhelming majority by the General Assembly. This year, both the Secretary General and the President of the General Assembly visited Pakistan, highlighting our country's multifaceted and vital relationship with the United Nations. We continue to promote Pakistan's key role in facilitating the Afghan peace process and our efforts to ensure a lasting peace led and owned by our Afghan brothers and sisters. The General Assembly also adopted 4 resolutions tabled by Pakistan on regional disarmament, conventional arms control, and confidence-building measures at the regional level, as well as a resolution calling for negative security assurances against attack against non-nuclear weapon states. As one of the top troop contributors to UN peacekeeping, Pakistan continued to serve to keep peace in far-flung missions around the world. The role of our blue helmets was greatly appreciated, and 69 Pakistani peacekeepers were awarded medals in the Liberian mission for acknowledgement of their contribution in the West African country. In 2020, Pakistan had the honor of presiding over the UN Economic and Social Council amidst a global pandemic that brought unprecedented economic and social challenges. Pakistan advocated for a strong, people-centric international response to COVID-19 based on solidarity and cooperation to support global economic recovery, achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, while addressing the challenge faced by developing countries. During the special session of the UN General Assembly on COVID-19, our Prime Minister presented a comprehensive 10-point agenda aimed at supporting developing states in the recovery process. We have also made a strong call for an equitable and universal access to the COVID-19 vaccine while giving priority to vulnerable groups. We have also highlighted the need for investments in sustainable infrastructure to eliminate poverty and to build back better and align digital technologies and the intellectual property regime with the Sustainable Development Goals and climate objectives. This year, Pakistan was re-elected to serve for 3 more years in the Human Rights Council, a key UN body, by obtaining the highest votes in the Asia-Pacific region. The Permanent Mission of Pakistan to the United Nations is committed to serve to the fullest of its abilities and to represent Pakistan as a viable member state at the United Nations. We will, inshallah, continue to serve the nation in the coming years.